I want to beat the shit out of.
Hey, that was me. I did it with my heels. Hey. My heels banging the floor.
Man, I'm trying to think. I think just off the top of my head, wow. Oh my gosh. Action star, definitely, I think.
Yeah. Well, how about Jean-Claude Van Damme?
That's what I was going to say, Jean-Claude.
That's not bad.
Sudden death era Jean-Claude versus modern RVD. I'd like it.
Yeah. Actors, yeah. He's cool, but I have a funny feeling that actors don't want you to know sometimes that if their size is inferior in real life. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's one of those guys. And you know, the very, very, very first time I almost met him, I was in line to get a picture with him, and the fans pushed me right to the front of the line.
Did they?
Yeah. And then they were chanting RVD while he was answering questions and stuff. And then he just cut it. Like his manager said, okay, you know, we're going to, you know, this is the last one, and just stopped it. And then later on I tried again, and his manager said he's not going to take a picture. He's not going to take a picture with you. And I used to think I don't want to hang that on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be just handler stuff.
So long ago, yeah. He said, why would he do something that's going to help your career, do nothing for his? And that's what he told my manager. His manager told my manager. But anyway, but I think he's cool. We have a mutual friend right now. But I do feel like when I think about wrestling him, because I'm bigger than most people think I am in real life, in the action stars, a lot of them are the opposite. You know, you'd be surprised with a lot of people when they meet me in person that are like 180 pounds or so. They go, man, I thought we'd be the same size. And I've never added weight to my wrestling persona because I don't look more than my weight anyway. So even when I was like, 210 pounds, like people thought I was 180 pounds. So I wasn't going to say I'm 220 and try and add weight to it, you know.
Right.
And I've always been around 230, you know, up or down 10 pounds here, whatever, you know, for the most part. But anyway, he's like 170 pounds or so. Did I tell you the story about the guy that played Punisher?
Tom Jane?
Yeah.
No,
Okay, well, this is really where a lot of this stems from. There's that autograph signing at the Shrine when he looked at me too, you know, and then said, and his manager said, okay, no more. And their fans were like, no, one more, RVD. And then it got rude. But that was years ago. But so I was at the Comic-Con Wizards World in San Francisco several years ago when I had the comic book store. And I had a couple of guys from the store in my booth on the floor, Josh and Medium Rob, and they saw Thomas Jane walk by and they got excited. Ooh, you know, he's the new Punisher. And they said, do you want to get a picture with him? And I'm like, sure, you know. And so they ran up there and I saw them talking to him, and he like looked back for a second. And then he just kept on walking, and they ran back. I was like, man, I thought maybe he said he'll be back by later or something, probably like a blow off like that. Like, yeah, I'll come back. They said, no, he looked at you and he said, is he taller than me?
What?
And Josh said that his answer was like, well, yeah, a little bit. And he went, oh, and then just kept walking.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, that's never been an issue with me because I'm shorter than everybody. So I'm like, I never really worry about it.
Actors are all about their image, though. You know,
yeah.
Wrestlers are too, but maybe even more so with actors, because wrestlers you see performing live sometimes, but actors just live on that little screen.
On that screen, and you can obviously smoke and mirrors can make you look, you know,
however you want it,
tall, you know, you know, whatever, man.
Do that.
That's some wild shit. So something that's coming up, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. We talked a little bit about it last week, was the Dark Side of the Ring. They announced season 4 and all the episodes. And so I wanted to kind of run down just what the episodes were, and if your kind of relationship or, you know, anything that you might have a connection with any of these wrestlers or stuff going through. So,
by the way, does that bother when that vent kicks on? Does that fuck up the audio?
It's not bad. No, it doesn't bug me.
Last week. Okay, we'll find out.
We'll find out. We'll get some good feedback, I'm sure.
Right. But by the way, I filmed with Dark Side of the Ring yesterday.
Oh, did you? Okay, cool. It's been going good?
For an episode that's not listed on this season. So I'm guessing there's one more season, and then maybe that's it, because I just heard Vice, after I left yesterday, Katie told me that Vice is going bankrupt. I didn't even know. Like, they mentioned a few things that made sense once I knew, but I just thought they meant the show was going off the air. I didn't realize.
I wonder if there'll be another carrier or distributor for it. I don't know, like moving forward or something.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Well,
I really like Vice. That was a really good channel that really got behind a layer or two of the bullshit.
They got some good documentary stuff on there, not just wrestling stuff related too.
Yeah, they got a little deeper into real world stuff, without a few of the filters that are usually there when you're watching the other channels.
You're watching anything mainstream and stuff, yeah. All right, so they're starting off season 4 here with two people you do know, Chris Candido and Tammy Cinch. Did you have a pretty good relationship with Chris?
I would respectfully say so, just because he's passed and because there wasn't any like huge issues. Mm-hmm. But really, it wasn't. We weren't that tight, and there was some friction.
Yeah.
I always thought the friction was because I didn't fuck Tammy. And that's the only thing that I could think of. I didn't put her over, and everyone else did.
Yeah,
and she would be super flirty, and I was, at that time, married and faithful. Mm-hmm. Tammy looked great, but it was like, I know nothing's gonna happen with that, and it's kind of a turn off that she's had every other one of these boys' dicks in her mouth. But anyway, that's just personally. But she would, be like really flirty all the time. And I think maybe that's why he and I can't even describe the friction right now because I can't remember. That's why I don't think anything really specifically happened. I can't remember how it was, but it was always a little rough because Sabu and him got along really tight.
Oh, yeah.
Usually when Sabu's tight with somebody, that would be all it takes for me back then. And then, boom, come on in. We're all on the same clique. We're all good. But with him, there was, I don't know why. Now that I think about it, I met him my very first fucking USWA match in way back in
93-ish?
91, dude.
Wow.
91, yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Before ECW, way before.
Yeah, this was blue trunks, white boxing boots, short blonde hair, Rob Zukowski. And it was the first territory ever that I got to work, USWA, where we're working on a loop in Saturday mornings in Memphis. Saturday night is in Nashville. Sunday, it was either house show or Arkansas. And then Monday was back in Memphis. Tuesday was Louisville. Wednesday was Evansville, Indiana. And there was this loop. And Thursday was Dallas, but they stopped doing that right when I got there. But that was the first time I'd ever got to do that. I'd only been working about a year, had about a dozen matches or so before I went there. And my very first match was at the Nashville Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And I was wrestling Chris Candido. He'd been there for a little bit. He'd been there for a few weeks before me. And our dressing rooms were on opposite sides of the building. So we couldn't spend a lot of time together, get to know each other before the match. And dirty white boy, Tony Anthony.
Yeah.
He would tell me this later on after I got over. He would always bring this up. He would say, man, we thought that was so funny to put you guys out there the first match of the whole night and have you guys go Broadway, which meant go to the time limit.
Yeah.
Sabu's joke is, they said he's going Broadway, and RVD said, hoo, I'm going Hollywood, New York. And that's the way Sabu puts it. But Tony Anthony always said that he thought it was funny to put us out there and tell us to go 20-minute time limit because we were both green and they never seen me. And here I am coming in